Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series Ask the Expert. I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Morningstar fund analyst Pete Brunt. Hello, Pete.
Morning, Emma.
So we're here today to talk about a new fund that's just come under Morningstar Analyst, and you've awarded it a silver rating, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So it's the Artisan Global Value Fund, which is not so well known in the UK. It's managed by a couple of guys out of America. The fund is $1.7 billion at the moment, but actually they manage $17 billion in total, including their US mutual funds. So this Irish domiciled vehicle they've been managing that since 2011, but actually they have a much longer track record. It goes back to 2007 on the global mandate. They've been managing an EFI mandate, which is global ex-US, since 2002, and their experience dates back to the late 90s when they were working at Harris Associates, which is a very well-established investment house in America.
And I suppose that's a really interesting point, because it would be rare, well, at least in my experience, to award a silver rating to a fund that we've never even heard of, and it's because they have that track record outside of the UK, running a very similar mandate, that you're awarding them this silver rating. Exactly.
So this is really bringing the Irish domiciled fund in line with our view in America on the US mutual funds. So, you know, we're piggybacking off our analysts in America, and so. Yes, it's unusual, but in this case, we already know the investors very well. So,
and what do you like about it? Because track record isn't enough to deserve a silver rating.
That's true. So these guys, obviously, as we mentioned, very experienced. They've been doing it for a long time. They have good resource. They've got 6 pretty experienced analysts with them. They have a very well-structured process that we value highly. What's interesting about the fund is that there's been a lot of talk. You know, you and I have talked about quality growth in the market. This is got a value tilt, so they're still trying to identify companies that have very little debt and that have a higher return on capital, but they're looking more into the value space. So, and you're not going to find this fund full of consumer staples. Currently, it's overweight financials. It's got an overweight to IT as well, but it has a very different profile to some of the funds that we've discussed in the past. So, for those that are looking for a global equity fund with a more value tilt, but still has the quality aspect, we think this is a good example.
And what about price? Because that's the other one of those P's that we do rate here at Morningstar.
Fair question. So this fund is actually, we would consider a little bit more expensive than peers, so that's something to bear in mind. But overall, you're right, it's one of 5 pillars that we consider, and we consider the other 4 to be of good strength to sort of give that enough for us to still have a positive silver rating.
Pete, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is Emma Wall from Morningstar. Thank you for watching.